This is Jacob Sucker 13 here, and today we're going to be looking at some more Generations teams. And today we're going to be looking at Argentina, Portugal, England, and Cameroon. I think Cameroon's in this one. Might not be. It could be a different team, but I know I did do Cameroon at some point. And I've done a couple of smaller nations. The only big nations left are France and Holland, which I will be doing both of them in the next couple of videos, which might be out tonight. Not quite sure. And I actually meant to put this out a couple days ago, but I didn't really have time. Um, but anyways, so with Argentina, obviously the main player is Messi, but they do have a lot of world-class players around him. And if you look at their team throughout the years, they actually have a very well-rounded team, and then Ansaldi at left back. Didn't really have any other better left backs either. But other than that, they have the lowest rating is 85. Got Aguero and Tevez, both 88s in there, and then Messi 94 rated. Could have used his right wing card, but then I would have had to use like Higuain or someone in offensive mid while using Messi at the wing. And the rating actually would have been lower. And by the way, this is in Word. I don't actually know if you can tell because of the dimensions that I set on the screen, but it's just because my computer crashed while I had the internet up, like Google Chrome had the web page up. Couldn't recover it. I could recover the generations page, but it just like it wouldn't have the players. It would just have the generations like before you put any players in. So I have it saved to Word because I'm going to do a video of all the teams I've done combined. Um, they're just like in the Word document. It's basically a list, but with the picture of the team. That way I can remember the ratings and mention some of the players. So, anyways, the rest of the players in this team: Lavezzi and Zarate, both very good cards. Zarate I actually preferred to Messi in FIFA 10. I had Messi in FIFA 10. Almost had Ronaldo, but didn't quite have enough coins. But I did have Messi. Didn't really like him, so I sold him. Just I don't know. I preferred Zarate. And then Cambiasso had a pretty decent card in FIFA 10. And then Javier Zanetti, the legend, at right back. A pretty decent card. It's very well rounded. Lacks a little bit of pace. And back in FIFA 10, for Inter Milan, you could have went with Maicon, who is an amazing player. Was back then. And then Samuel and Mascherano at center backs. Nothing special about either of them. Mascherano, I'm actually kind of surprised that he had an 86 rated center back card for Barcelona, but anyways. And then Abanaziri you probably haven't heard of. I don't know when Romero started being first choice, but Abanaziri was first choice around. I never watched Argentina, but I'm pretty sure it was the first choice around 2006. And then I played with him in like FIFA 06 when I used Argentina. But anyways, so that's the Argentina team, and then next up is Portugal. And again, if you look through the years, they actually have a very well-rounded team, but just slightly lower ratings than Argentina. And obviously Ronaldo is the main man, and he had a 93 rated card in FIFA 10, which I forgot about. I'm used to seeing his 92 rated card, which he had in FIFA 12 through 14. But he did have a 93 rated card in FIFA, and it did work out better with higher ratings. Rather than using Nani as a right mid and Ronaldo as left wing. And this Nani should actually be an 85. That's some kind of special card, but I couldn't change it in this like I could if it were on the screen, like the Generations page. But I can't change it on this, so just pretend it's an 85 rated Nani up there. And then Liedson, Portugal's main problem is they haven't had a striker at all. Like no main striker. Ronaldo tried playing there a little bit for Portugal, and it didn't really work out. But if you ask me, it's mainly just because of his teammates, because he can play the striker for Real Madrid if needed, but he just prefers the left wing position. But anyways, Edson is the best out of all their players over the past 4 or 5 years. And then Raul Morales, Danny, and Moutinho in the midfield. If you ask me, I think that Miguel Veloso should be in there with like an 83 rated card because he used to be an amazing player and he still is a world-class player. But I would put him in instead of Danny. But I don't know how high he actually is in FIFA, how high rated, but it's not as high as any of those. And then Carvalho and Pepe, and in the center back positions, could have went with uh, Diego no, Bruno Alves. It is. It's center back. He was an 84. But I just went with Carvalho because I like Carvalho, and it's the same rating, so it doesn't really matter. And then Pepe, 85 rated card, Pereira with an 80 rated card, and Fabio Contral with an 82 rated card. And then Rui Patricio in goal. He's been Portugal's best goalkeeper over the past few years. And then on to England, who actually have a pretty amazing national squad in generations, like since FIFA 10 up to FIFA 14. They actually have an amazing squad, but they have never ever done good in any international tournaments, except the one that they won on home soil back in 1966. But anyways, Rooney with a 90 rated striker card. Yes, Rooney was a 90 at some point, and it was a pretty decent card as well. And then Walcott, just one of the weak spots in the team, only 82 rated, but England's highest right winger. And then Ashley Young in there at left wing. Back when he had the 85 card, which was pretty high, especially when you look at his performances now. Um, but he was a little bit better back then. And then Gerrard and Lampard, both with pretty insane cards in FIFA 10. If you look at the stats, like Gerrard with 82 pace, 89 shooting, 93 passing, and 79 dribbling, 82 defending, and 70 hitting. Amazing card. And he was 90 rated. Along with Rooney, you wouldn't really expect him to have a 90 rated card in any of the FIFAs with Ultimate Team. But he did back then, and Michael Carrick, yes, that is a non-rare card, which was crazy because he went for so cheap, but it was actually a really decent card. And then Ashley Cole and Glenn Johnson as the outside backs. Johnson had a pretty average rated card throughout the FIFAs, and Ashley Cole actually has the highest left back card. These are all base cards. I don't know if I mentioned that if you haven't seen the previous video, but Ashley Cole with the highest rated base left back card in all the FIFAs. And then John Terry and Rio Ferdinand, pretty good pairing. Not too much pace anymore, but back then they both had decent pace. And Terry had 82 defending and 92 heading, which was crazy. And then Ferdinand with 86 defending and 79 heading. So those two would actually be a pretty decent partnership if you could actually play with those two with their stats and those cards. And then Joe Hart in goal, nothing that special about him. Yeah, a pretty decent card, but I never really thought it was that great. Some people loved using it. And then we move on to Colombia, which is the last team in this video. So not Cameroon, as I thought it might be. But obviously the main men in this are Falcao and James Rodriguez. And then there's also Cordoba there, who I wasn't sure he played for Colombia or not, but he had an insane card in FIFA 10 for Inter Milan, and 89 pace, 83 defending, and 84 heading. Probably the best base card for center back in any FIFA, by quite a bit, I'd say. And then Martinez up there, and then Muriel, pretty basic, 80, 81. And then Freddie Guarin with amazing stats, and he's had a couple of good cards in FIFA. And that one is an 81 rated card, also for Inter Milan. And then you have a Zapata and Pereira, both decent center backs, decent pace, decent defending, decent heading. And then Liao, I think that's how you pronounce it. Not quite sure. He's just a filler in the team, nothing special about him. Only 76 rated, but there isn't any better central midfielders to replace him. And then Quadrado out on the right, and he has an amazing FIFA card, but only in FIFA 14, I'd say, is when he got the first one that's actually like pretty playable with. That's a really good card. But he'll probably also have an amazing card next season. But this is kind of his breakout season. And then David Ospina in goal, who actually recently just moved to Arsenal. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. I think he's a decent keeper, but maybe not quite good enough for Arsenal. So anyways, the next video on this will be out uh, probably later today, I'd say. Not quite sure which teams are going to be in it, but I can tell you that France will be in there, and then Holland will be in the one after that, I think. So anyways, that'll be the end of the video. Like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.